You can spend 1 day a week cleaning up and it still looks.
Yeah, this shop needs a full week of 2 people.
Fellow motorheads, how we doing, guys? So I told you about this 79 Trans Am that I got called over to do some consulting with because I've done so many Trans Ams. And interesting, this is a Facebook find, Facebook Marketplace. You know, you don't always find really good deals, but this one looks to be a pretty good deal. But the problem is, all this stuff's just been bolted on. They took a 400 block, and you know, there's a couple things you can check. This 400's been run before, but some of these parts are bolted on, nothing hooked to. So they've just been bolted on a 400 block. I don't think any of this has ever been used. The motor mount bolt doesn't have any scratches on it, so I don't think it's ever been put in the car with all these new parts on it. Really good parts on it. I mean, somebody has spent the money to really do the right fuel system and all that. But problem is, this 400 probably came out of this car running because they wanted to do something with the firewall. If you come in and step in over here, and I didn't bring my flashlight with me again, but whatever. They wanted to straighten out this firewall, and they made a bigger mess is what they've done. This is a 79, which 79, 77, they stopped offering heater only cars. So 78 to 81, they were all air conditioner cars, and they've done some really, look what they've done there, the way they've cut that out. And in here, they took a Sawzall to the fresh air cow, and the box on the inside is actually looks like a 74 or 75. I had a 74, that was my first Trans Am in 82, actually 86 was my first 75 Trans Am, and I'll show you that box in a minute. But you can see here, they put in a whole new performance front suspension, but this car's never been on the road. Number one, it's never been aligned because there's no shims here. Okay, there's no Trans Am, there's no Chevrolet alive that doesn't have shims right here. Okay, when you do a front end alignment. So this has never been aligned. The steering box they put in looks like a good fit, and it fits in the hole, but we've got no center link. So I've got to dig through all my Trans Am parts because I gutted quite a few of them and come up with some extra parts for them. Now if you come around the other side here, look down in this corner, this plate right here, I think they were thinking about putting a 4-speed in. That plate right there is for the 4-speed ball. So maybe at some point they thought about, again, it's just bolted on and it's bolted on tight, but GM had a bracket that welded to the top of the bracket, or welded to the top here for a 4-speed. So maybe they were thinking about putting a 4-speed in it. We don't know what was behind it. This car has obviously been sitting for, I think I heard 15 years, maybe 20 years. They've put some really nice front end suspension pieces on it, high end front end suspension pieces. To be honest with you, I wish I had it in my 81 Trans Am. Really nice disc brakes. You can look down over there. I don't know what the brand is, but really nice disc brakes. So they've done a lot of work to this car, but because I am not doing this project, I'm solely here to consult on this project. So because I've done so many of them, I think I'm going to come over and help them take this front end off, because that firewall needs seriously addressed. Even if you're going to do vintage air, that firewall needs seriously addressed before you can do anything. And that's one of their goals, is everybody wants everybody. Trans Am, Camaro, they all say, oh, I want my firewall cleaned up. Well, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to flush these firewalls out and clean them up. Now, Vintage Air's got a good system, but with Vintage Air, you got to make your own lines. So we'll see how far this goes. I'm going to definitely consult on it and help get the pieces needed for this car. But let me show you a few more things we were able to discuss with the current builder of this car. Now right away, when I came in here and I saw this, that is 71 through 76. Engine compartment, heater box only. Heater only, not AC car. So I knew something was up with that. This is a beautiful piece. They didn't cut it up, thank goodness, because somebody out there might need that. But other telltale signs, brand new headers, never been bolted down. So this car is not, they bought all these magical pieces to put it together, and they never put it together. So there's a lot of fitting. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I know 455 headers, and 455 is the same as 400. These headers, you're gonna have to, they don't always fit the way you want. The LS I did in the 69 Chevelle, we ended up taking a sledgehammer to in certain spots. Is that the right way to do it? No. Do they have a perfect set of headers for the LS in a 69 Chevelle? No. And the guy gave me certain parts, and that's what I had to work with. Now there's something else that wasn't thought about with the fuel injection. When you take the big block 400 out, or the 440 or 455 out, and you go with aftermarket intake or carbs, this scoop's not going to fit back in the right way. Okay, and then you got to start playing with it. Luckily, luckily for them, I've had 2 or 3 of these, and what they're doing is they take a metal plate, they get rid of this ring, you take a metal plate and put underneath, and then you can space the scoop up or down depending on where you need to go with your aftermarket intake and carburetor. So again, this is not my project. I was called over to consult on it because I've done so many, and I got to tell you, this car is pretty nice. I don't know if you guys got to see the gauges in here. Take a gander through the interior of this car. Original seats, original door panels. The underside of it's beautiful. Somebody's put a lot of time and effort into this car, and it does look like an original. But we'll keep you guys. We'll keep you guys posted, because this is out where the parts are. This is actually one of the founding members of the MH of MotorHeadMen, and also a board member. So he's taking on this project, and I'll be out here now and then. They actually want to put T-tops in this car. So I'll keep you guys updated on this Trans Am project. Beautiful 79 Trans Am, and I can't wait to see the route they go with it. And hopefully we have all the pieces they need for the, I know I have a brand new wiper motor in stock for it. I know I got the other steering link for it that's not in the trunk with the extra parts. And I've got an extra firewall if they need firewall pieces to straighten this one out. All right, guys. So we'll see where this goes. And after 50 years of going out and finding cars, you learn to pick up a few things. So they asked me to look through the trunk and see what parts they needed and what parts were missing. I found 8 of them. Some of you guys who know Trans Ams know what that is, okay? And I'm gonna tell you what that is. That is what holds your taillight in. Now when I walked back here to the car, I was like, oh shit, there's no bird. Right here is supposed to be a bird. 79, 80, and 81 Trans Ams only had this emblem. Right here was flushed out, and there was a bird emblem right there. Only those 3 years had that bird. And why I know it so dominantly, because somebody stole my bird off of my 81 when it was out to my shop. When I first got the car, somebody stole the entire door. Now, why are these wing nuts important? Somebody's changed out his whole taillights. Somebody bought, because what I saw this morning online is they're making this door now reproduction, but they're not fitting right, is what the guys are complaining about. So, why is there extra wing nuts? because somebody changed out this entire tail panel and took the 1979 gas tank door and the bird that belongs there. So, and why am I always looking for the bird? Because I still haven't found one for mine. Somebody stole this door. Yes, that's the gas tank, Phil, for you youngins. Don't understand, it's behind the door. And, yep, see that? There's the problem that they're having it fit. See how you gotta play with it? It's not supposed to be like that. And you see where it's not level right there? It's supposed to be able to open that and close that, and it closed properly. No, this one, you gotta wiggle. So when you're looking around stuff, you see extra parts, you figure out why there's extra parts. So, all right guys, that's it. I think I've done all my add-ons. Really cool 400 sitting there. Supposedly it's the 400. We don't even know yet. Could be a 455. I got to run the numbers on this and find out, but I'm pretty sure it's a 400. But there's not a lot of telltale signs until you run the numbers. So, you know, this is one of the things that I hated about the Trans Am. None of my cars had it on it. And the only reason that Trans Am I have today is somebody did that Ghost Eagle. Because this Phoenix, I was never a fan of this Phoenix. Never. That's why people started calling them in the 70s the screaming chickens. Because it looks more like a chicken than it does an Eagle or a Phoenix. Anyway, guys, cool car, isn't it? All right, we got more than enough B-roll there, Bubba. I can make it